What's up, everybody? Welcome to Meet Me in the Basement. This is episode 14. We are very happy to announce that we have the boys from Fangs Out here. So how's everyone doing today?
We're good, man. We are good.
Yeah, not bad.
Awesome. If we could take a second, just go around and if you guys could introduce yourselves and let our audience know what it is that you play in the band, just for a quick second.
I'm Mikey and I sing.
I'm Ben and I play guitar.
Ben, well, with the guitars in the background.
Yeah, that's the one.
No way.
He's a piano player.
These guys.
I'm Bo and I play bass. Quite bad.
Bo on the bass.
Bo in the bay.
And I'm Al and I play drums.
All right. So we got another drummer right here. I don't know if you knew this, but my buddy Glenn here is a percussionist himself.
What's up, boys?
Oh, is he fucking getting nasty on those skins, yeah?
Oh, yeah, nasty.
Nasty on those skins.
It's just going to be a podcast now. We're just going to talk about drums, and that's it.
Yeah.
See you later then. See ya.
We're just going to chat.
Oh, good. Sorry.
Yeah, next week it'll just be you guys on the show. I'll be gone completely.
Yep.
So what we first want to talk about is how I got heard of you guys. We just happened to come in contact with each other. I forget who reached out to who, but just through social media. It kind of points to how crazy things are today. We're both into the group Every Time I Die. You guys are in groups that are related to Every Time I Die. We just kind of stumbled across each other, and as soon as I heard you guys' music, I was like, I got to talk to these guys. This stuff is awesome. I haven't heard a regional band come out with such like
very raw and just you guys all got really great talent. You know what I mean? You guys are fantastic as a band.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that, man.
So what I'd like to ask too, my favorite song from this album is got to be '86 Death Cult Classic. The whole "I want a good old fashioned war" line. It just every time I listen to it, man, like it gets me going. I would like to know, where did that song name come from? Where does that originate from?
Mike, is he frozen?
Mike.
Mike's usually the director, but we can. It's my time.
Wow.
Hello?
Oh, God.
There he is. Got him back.
Oh, Jesus.
Little shuffle of the cards.
Are we back? Sorry, was that me, was it?
Yeah.
The songwriter has left the chat.
All right, sorry. I was getting embarrassed because he was G'ing up 86 Def Cole, but carry on, please.
What I want to know where that song came from, like, especially the name. The name sticks out to me immediately. It's a name that really kind of sticks in your head. You're like 86 Def Cult Classic. It gives you kind of like something to focus on before that you get into the song. It's just a catchy name.
Yeah, very good name.
Cheers, man. I think writing it, it came musically really quickly. I think it was just literally that. It just started literally with a do 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 do, and then I think the next. I think the two halves, the first two bits of it came in one go, and I remember taking it to practice, and I remember it was me and you, Al, weren't we? We were jamming on it. It just felt like it came together real quickly, that one. I can't even. It's such a blur now.
You hate admitting it, but I think it was one of those songs that was like, like a little 10-minute wonder. You just like jam around with it, and you're like, right.
Those are the best ones, though. Sometimes you get.
Yeah. It's no point in fucking around with it. It was just like.
I think as soon as we finished it, it's like we're not touching that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I
love that.
And then I think the title. That was just. I think that I have in my phone. I've just got loads of random sayings and stuff, and I had originally it was like I think it was just called Death Cult Classic.
Okay,
but the 86 is the year I was born. So
gotcha.
Beautiful.
So
okay,
if you read the lyrics and stuff, it sort of goes with it. But yeah, man, it's definitely. I think it's my favorite on the EP.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of mine sticking out.
I was like a Hex Fiend. Hex Fiend is a wicked good song, dude.
That's a good one.
I love that song.
That again, that was another one that was like real quick.
Like one of the first, wasn't it? Like when we started jamming. Just like Million Birds.
No, I think that was great.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but Hex Fiend.
Songs.
I think Hex Fiend was that was like a brand new one that was brought to the real. I think we were going to go and record in like a month or 2 months time. And I just did my usual, and I was like, oh, there's a new song, let's fucking jam this one. And then it was like, oh, this one's better than I can't remember what the other song was going to go on. It was probably What He's Glum there on the new EP. We had to sacrifice a song because it was like, oh shit, that song's a lot better. So, but the song that didn't make the cut is now going to be on our next EP.
There you go, stocking up on content.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
You got to, man. You got to. When you're locked in for fucking a year, man.
Especially, got to do something. That actually does lead me into my next question quite nicely. It's different for every band. I know writing music growing up. Glenn's been in bands growing up. Where do you typically start? It's like, say today's your day, you have to write a song, or at least you have to start writing a song. What's the first thing that you're going for? You go for the drum beat, you going for a guitar riff, some lyrics? What is it?
I think it's always a riff. It's always a riff. Yeah, I like.
And then once you've got one killer riff, you can kind of work around.
Well, you can do anything with that, really.
I've always been at the sort of it's like lyrics and melodies, like that. They sort of come after. You got to have a catchy fucking riff, or you got to have like something that bobs your heads, and then everything else comes on top. So yeah, definitely a riff, man. I think, and you can sort of build the mood. Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are full of riffs, so it must come naturally.
Oh, cheers. Again, sitting around for a year.
Setup, you know what I mean? You guys are all in sync with each other, and you can tell with the music. Really, when you listen to it, you can tell you guys really jive well together. That's the most important thing for a band, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You guys,
we do. Definitely enjoy a click. I think I kind of James Brown a lot of people sometimes with bum notes, just like shut an eye at them. I don't know why I do it because like everyone knows what we're doing.
I think that was when we all met. I think that was we sort of clicked as friends first. I think.
Yeah,
that's most important for me.
Yeah, definitely, we're sort of all older guys. I know we all look, in our 18, 19 years old, but
yourself.
You can't see my grey hair in this light, mate.
Shut up, guys. Shut up. I'm trying to, But
big us up.
Our youthful looks and stuff. But no, we're all, we're sort of older guys. And when we all met, I think I weren't expecting to make new best friends. And then I think that instantly happened when we all got together and jammed.
Yeah.
And then I think music, that obviously bleeds into the music and hopefully the future music and stuff to come. So
we've all been in bands before, haven't we? And they take themselves too seriously. And
absolutely.
Like band politics and all that. And when we got together,
that's usually what breaks up a band.
Well, that I think that was definitely when we first got together. It was like, right, we've all, unfortunately, we have all got real lives as well. We're not just full time fucking in a band and stuff. And I think we all said, the band is really important to us, but it's sort of it's fun at the end of the day. It's a lot of, and if the minute it becomes super serious and super like I've been in bands before, you have time, you don't even want to go to practice, you're thinking fuck, I can't be arsed, do you know what I mean? And I think we all said when the minute this stops being fun, then it's not, but luckily, a year, how long have we been together? Like a year, just over a year, probably long, well, as Fangs Out, but we're all still having fun, I hope. Unless you want to tell me something on this call.
No, boys, I'm out of here.
This could be the end on this call.
Enjoy the record.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Yeah, but I love all these boys. So it's good times.
It's been like, I think it's so weird because this is like the first time seeing everyone's face in months.
A while. Yeah.
Like the lockdown over here has been ridiculous, and especially like we were like easily 3-4 hour practice a week type of guys, so you constantly see each other. You've got the group feed and like the chats and everything like that, so I'm constantly speaking. But then it's like the first time I've seen their faces in ages, so it's like, hi guys.
Hey,
how you doing, guys?
You're right,
That's awesome.
Bless you.
Yeah, man.
So, you guys were just saying with the lockdown making it so hard on bands. We're all nostalgic for shows. We all want to be not just playing shows, going to shows. We all miss it. Yeah. So with that being said, I'd like to know if each of you want to take a second. What is the craziest thing that you've ever seen gone down either at a show you were playing or just attending? I want to know the craziest story you guys have. Because we've all got some crazy stories from these heavy metal shows that we find ourselves at.
I think mine was at Devil Driver in Download Festival in England. And to break the world record for the largest circle pit.
You guys get crazy over there. I've seen videos, man. You guys get wild.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we go crazy too, but I've seen some videos of you guys. Wild, man.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And they broke the record for like the largest circle pit. I don't know if it's probably been beaten now, hasn't it? But it was awesome. Awesome.
Hey, dude, it still goes down in the records at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the books.
I think for me personally, Al, you was there as well. Was it you, Al? Was it the trash talk?
I was about to say this one.
And it was one of my old band's first shows, and he was opening up for Trash Talk in what we called the Rainbow Warehouse, and it's probably a 300 cat venue, isn't it?
It was right.
And then, but there was literally like 400 or 500 kids in there.
Oh yeah.
And there was people hanging from the rafters. At one point, there was like a cardboard cutout of the Queen that come from behind stage. And it was just like,
ain't nothing like them.
Living it up.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, I've been to some cool hardcore shows, but this is nuts. This is like insane. There was that one, or I watched Rotting. I played with Rotting Out a couple of years later at the same venue.
Rotting Out's so good, man. So
yeah.
good.
And the stage collapsed because there was that many people.
Oh my god,
love it!
Like,
Rainbow.
Like a quarter of the stage collapsed, like middle of the stage.
It's like where do you
basically have the old cabinets, old tables, at the side of the stage. I mean, it's like rebuild the stage, middle of their song. But that, if you ever go on YouTube and type in the Rainbow Birmingham Trash Talk, you'll know exactly. And I'll probably say the same. It was just something.
I had some like random old dude standing next to me, and he was like, "I'm not lying." Like the bloke looked in his 60s, like long grey hair, just kind of walked into the wrong place. He was there bobbing along with his pipe, and then next thing I know, he just darted for the pit. And I'm like, "What is this bloke doing?"
That's my dad, mate. That's my dad.
Things go everywhere. He was like, brilliant. It was so good. I loved it.
Did you ever remember the band? There was a band called Dead and Divine. Did you ever hear those guys?
Yeah, Dead and Divine. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
They were great.
Canadian band, yeah. I think the singer went on to a band called Ritual. Check them out if you haven't.
Yeah, their drummer actually went on to play for Counterparts, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, at least.
But I went to... Bo, you was at this gig as well. We didn't know each other, did we? At the Flapper, yeah. There's this like tiny venue in Birmingham where we live. Yeah. And there's like this wooden bench right by the stage. It's just like a pub, basically. And they've just stuck a freaking stage in there. And they were playing, and halfway through the set, I swear to God, this guy, he must have been absolutely wasted, and he fell onto this wooden bench, like his face, like fully onto it, like, and he came up, and he looked like the Predator, man. He'd split his lip completely, and you could just hear his teeth like that. Like his fuck was fucked, and he just he looked at his mate, and he was just like, yeah, like you seriously need medical attention, mate. Like he watched the rest of the set, and like I don't know how much blood he lost, but he went paler as it went on. Like he shouldn't have been that white. But it was that was pretty crazy.
I was there, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, but did you say?
That's what.
I was about to say, did you say you was absolutely fucking wasted though?
Yeah. We didn't know each other then, either, did we? And there was only about 30 people in the crowd, weren't there? So
I'm surprised you didn't like lift your beard then and go, that person was me, and there's fucking
like it's still in two halves.
Yeah. But that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. I remember actually the first show that I ever went to, my mother brought me to. I was like 14 years old, and I remember I was standing up on this table, and there was a girl next to me that I went to school with, and she had brought her foreign exchange student that was staying with her for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
She didn't tell anyone that she was epileptic, and all these bands had lights going off.
Jesus Christ.
This girl, I never met her. She fell into my arms having a seizure. I'm like 14 years old, freaking out, and that was my introduction to metal shows. So.
Oh, that's pretty
wow.
Yeah.
Wowza.
Crazy stories out there.
Yeah, man.
So, taking the conversation from the live end of things, what's it like when you're going into a studio? What's the first thing that you guys are looking to do the first day you're in the studio?
Is Alex next to me there?
Yeah, right here. Yeah,
there you go. Drums.
That is one big thing. Yeah, it's usually first day always goes down as drums. Luckily, Mike dabbles in a bit. Is it Pro Tools you use or
Logic?
Logic, there we go. Yeah. So he dabbles in a bit of that. So at least I get like guide tracks come through. But yeah, it's it's just like general mic setup, sound check, general run through, and then hit the record button, off you go. So it can be grueling. Don't recommend like eating a massive pizza and battered chips. It's like a black country specialty over here. We use like a certain type of fat. So like our chips are like quite thick anyway, but it's pure batter and grease.
French fries, yeah.
So yeah, we had like that halfway through like a recording session. I was so painful.
15 cans of Monster energy drink as well.
Sounds like a party.
Different person recording that.
Oh well, advertisement. These boys are trying
Red
to
Bull and Rain. If you guys want to sponsor us,
yeah, sponsor. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm on the cans as well.
For the boys.
Yeah, while I'm on here, I like Budweiser. There you go. Send me some. Yeah.
So we'll get their plugs in while we can.
Yeah.
Hey, Under Armour, let's go, everybody. So yeah, one of the reasons I was asking, I don't know if this is normal. I have seen a couple times bands will go into the studio and not necessarily have the songs fully written. There's kind of something that evolves in studio.
Yeah.
Do you guys like to go in with everything ready to go, or do you kind of see where things go as you're recording?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. I think
we're pretty set. Like
there's no luxury of time at the moment. I think we book in with our producer, sort of set days to do stuff. So we're pretty good at getting everything just ready to go. But I think sometimes the vocals I've done on the fly. There's bits where they've not been right, or I've just had like I think the end of it was the end of Grief Fetish on the EP. I didn't have anything for that last drop. Do you remember, Bo? And then
yeah.
I think but I was just sort of through the glass. I could see the guys, and it was like, right, you should have vocals on this bit. And I just had my phone full of lyrics, and I was like, oh well, I've got this. And I think Bo just went, oh, you should just do it like this. And there's been other, you just sort of sometimes what you've been sort of making up in your head just doesn't work when you're hearing it come out the speakers sometimes. So I think just
it's just someone else like as well.
Yeah, definitely the input from the guys, or that's that sort of thing. But
it's pretty much always 90% done. But like
a
few tweaks and a few layers and bits and bobs on top. But
yeah.
I was just gonna say, I know when we did guitars for the second EP, which isn't out yet and whatever. Yeah. But there's like for me, there's constantly like you said, like both said, little layers and. Certain notes which we wanted to stand out more in certain parts of the song, so you throw different chorus effects and stuff on there, and it's all about kind of like you say, you know what to play, you know how it's meant to go, but why not add another layer, and it makes different parts of the song stand out.
Yeah, I think we've been a bit more experimental on this next release. We're a bit more like that. We were messing around a bit, weren't we, Ben?
Yeah,
with a couple more layers and stuff. So yeah, because we've only obviously got the one guitarist, so we don't try and layer it up too much, because obviously live you won't be able to do.
So I've noticed that with a lot of bands that they'll have like a complete backing track of the second guitar behind them. You know what I mean? I even like Born of Osiris. I've seen them play live a few times, and they only have one guitarist, and they'll like backtrack an entire like guitar album like behind them. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I think a lot of
it doesn't play off well, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, a lot of these
natural doesn't sound right.
No,
to me.
Exactly. A lot of these got people's favorite bands. They'll be very surprised how much they actually play live. A lot of them. There's so much backing track. I think in the scene we're in, it's purely live. I think a lot of hardcore bands and punk bands. That's the whole point of it. That's the point. It's just fucking loud, energetic,
and grungy. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think backing tracks work for some types of music and bands, but it's not really for us. So we just try and get everything as one guitar, natural. And so when you eventually we get to play live, it will sound hopefully similar to the EP.
Love it. Absolutely, yeah. Because a lot of times when you do have the backing tracks, it's almost like watching a band do karaoke of their own song.
Yeah, well, that's You don't want to see. It doesn't have to be perfect, does it? I don't think.
No, not at all. That's the whole point of this type of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
So with that being said, what would you guys say some of your biggest influences are coming into this next album?
A deep dark depression of being locked inside your house.
You're not wrong.
Alcohol, marijuana.
Alcohol. Yeah.
No, you just said alcohol.
Yeah. Drinking at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday because there's nothing else to do.
12 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah. I think, to be totally honest, on this next one, it was like as much. There's like definitely like in the first EP, there's this. It's like a fun, energetic sort of vibe and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think, but this next one, we didn't mean it to, but it sort of is a bit. It's darker. It's darker for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely still moments. There's fun moments on there. I've hopefully sort of put a bit of humor in the darkness in parts, and we do like a bit of tongue in cheek, with certain things. But yeah, man, I've been listening to sort of the rough sort of mixes of it and stuff, and it's like a lot darker, but it does show a sort of snapshot of a period of time when we were trying to write it during a pandemic.
I don't think we purposely meant it coming out dark, and I know it's cliche saying, what's going on at this current stage.
Exactly, didn't mean it,
but it has actually came out accidentally, it's in a good way, not we've just got a really depressing album, we're gonna go sit in the corner for an hour. It's not like that. So
carry on, Ben. Sorry,
I was gonna say it's one of those records where the dark parts are really dark and the heavy parts are really heavy, but then when Mike says the fun bits come out, it's like it's a party song.
Yeah, it breaks
in a
breaks
weird
it
way.
up, doesn't it? It does.
It's kind of melody.
Yeah,
it kind of shows the up and down of not just us as people, but everything as a whole, if that makes sense. Like I say, without saying too cliche or something, this record's got everything in it.
It's heavy, yeah. It's what the bands usually say. The heaviest parts are heavy, and the heaviest parts are the heaviest. The singiest parts are the singiest. The singy parts are so singy.
I really like with you guys. It's kind of hard to lock down and define what style exactly are. You're not punk. You're not hardcore. You're not metalcore. It's not death metal. It's just you can tell there's bits and pieces from everything a little bit, like you were saying.
Yeah,
it's
sure,
really cool to see it all blend together. There's a lot of bands kind of sticking to one thing, and if one thing works, then we're just going to make a million songs that sound like that.
Well, I've noticed during this pandemic, man, a lot of people have switched up a lot of stuff. I'm seeing Can't Swim came out with a hardcore album. You know what I mean? They're a pop punk band that came out with a hardcore album. You know what I mean? You've seen a lot of people that are stuck at home. What are we doing? Let's figure out to make something better than what we've done. You know what I mean? Let's take all of our creativity and make it a beautiful thing, which is what you guys are doing. So
yeah, it's cool.
I think the thing is with everything that's gone the last 12 months, and not us, but bigger bands and stuff, full-time tour musicians, where they're making these different records because they've actually got more time to focus on making a record instead of having to worry about booking a tour or merch designs or where they're going to get from A to B. They haven't got that stress anymore, so now they've actually got more time to focus on, let's do something different. Now we've got the time to do it. Let's try a different route.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. One thing that's cool too, I noticed on you guys' YouTube channel, where I was listening to you guys' songs, every song has a different piece of artwork that goes with it. How did that come about? Do you guys have someone that you hire specifically to do it? Is it one of you guys doing the artwork? Because they're all awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a local. We found him on Instagram. He used to do. I think he still does. He does. There's a promotion company in where we come from, and all their posters. This chap does them. And I saw his posters, and I thought, that's sick. And I think the original idea for it was there was going to be. It was sort of. Do you remember, lads? It was like tarot cards. I was sort of saying. Yeah. And I gave the guy the Steve. His name is Hexagram. Check him out. We sort of gave him the brief, and I sent him all the lyrics, and we just the idea was sort of I didn't tell him what how to design it, anything like that. I just said, do what you want to do off the lyrics kind of thing. And originally I thought that with every song as it went up on Spotify, you'd click it, each one would have an image, but it doesn't work like that. So it's only we could only get it on Spotify with 86 Def Call, but on YouTube, yeah, every song has got a image.
Yeah, it's cool. Give the song a little story that kind of makes it all its own.
Yeah, for sure, man. And he did a fantastic job. Like I know when I can, I'm going to get those there's 5 images framed on my wall, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, hell yeah, memorabilia.
It'd be cool to sell those prints as well if we can get.
Make some money.
As well.
I mean, money.
We all need it right now. Shit.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cool, man.
Absolutely. Let's see. So, Glenn, you have any questions you want to get off to? Because I do want to give you guys some time before we wrap up. I want to give you guys a few minutes each to anything
Glenn,
you want to do.
Ask any question, Glenn, except for drum questions, please.
No, absolutely. I won't even say the word. No, I mean, so you were talking about a little bit about England and everything, and about how you guys are in quarantine. Do you know anything about like being able to play shows or anything like that going on right now?
Our Prime Minister, not. He's kind of like a Trump thing. I call Slam flat. But they released, was it Monday? Like it's a roadmap to coming out of this pandemic. So basically, if everything works well for us, I think they said from the 21st of June, all restrictions are lifted.
Yeah.
So if that goes ahead, I suppose you've got to give like the industry, a good couple of months to pick himself back up and dust off. But I think we, like towards the end of last year, I think we all agreed on like, look, even if we just get one show this year, we'll be happy because no one knew what was going on. We didn't know where we were going to be in like 6 months' time. But I think I know ourselves and a hell of a lot more people out there. I think that's something that we want to see coming back around. It's just how quick. I mean, like I said, there's loads of independent little venues knotted around like where we're from, and
whether they
if
survive,
they get to reopen, we don't know how bad they've actually suffered through it. I think we'll find like the finer details when it's coming close to the time. That's getting up. You know what?
I think there's a couple of there's a couple of like medium-sized sort of festivals here, and I think they're sort of giving the thumbs up that they're going ahead. But I don't know if it's just sort of provisionally like because I think there's one that's meant to be in June or July, but that's been moved to September, which I think could be more a slam dunk festival. That could be more realistic.
But 2,000 trees as well.
2,000 trees. Yeah, they're a real good festival. But that's July. Was it July that one? So I don't want to be a pessimist, but we'll just have to see. I think anything can happen.
Exactly.
But
they were telling us Easter of last year that we were going to be all set. So
yeah, exactly.
Like starting to come around in America, which I think you guys are handling this whole thing better than America has in general. You know what I mean?
Most places are, to be honest with you.
But yeah, I know shit. But Florida's been going on the entire time. Like Florida, like that's if you want to go do anything in America, go to Florida.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't give a shit.
I like it like Florida's like our version of like we have loads of like shitty Instagram influencers that have been flying off to Dubai and we're going to do this for our followers and help them. They're just like, what the fuck are you doing, you fucking idiot? No one cares. Like, shit, I don't like the rest of us. I get so really picked up with it, like But
yeah. I think
fingers crossed, everything's looking up for everyone. Like,
yeah.
I'm sort of setting our sights. I'd love to be playing shows by September, October.
It sounds realistic.
Yeah, that's what I think is more realistic. But you know what, man? I could be completely proved. I hope I'm proved wrong. I really do.
Yeah, no shit, man. No shit.
Yeah, 100 for the world, man. Like
I'd quite happily play just the sound guy at the minute.
Oh, mate, I will to the bar. I will never complain again about playing to the bar staff. never complain to the promoter and the bar staff. Yeah, but no. Fingers crossed, man.
I do want to let you guys know, I have a buddy, his name's Jordan. He does like a virtual show with a virtual merch booth where you guys can sell merch and whatnot. I'm gonna shoot you guys a message with his contact info, but it'd be awesome to see you guys on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get you guys hooked up with that.
Play like a live session, you know what I mean?
It's
but
cool,
like,
yeah. He sits
just
there.
like
And
at home.
it's like he watches the show with you, and at the same time, he'll run a booth with all your merch that he can have you guys set up through there.
Oh, sick, man. That's
It'd be
really
awesome.
cool.
He's a great dude, so I'd definitely like to get you guys in touch with him.
Yeah, man. That'd be cool.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Other than that, anything you guys want to plug?
No, good.
Yeah,
record?
thanks for so yeah, we've got a new EP coming. I'm guessing we don't know the actual release of the actual EP, but first song hopefully will be released in May.
Right.
Did I say May the 7th, maybe?
May the 7th.
We could go for May the 4th.
Yeah, we are.
That would have been great, but we're good.
We'll bring it forward.
Yeah, but it's all being mixed and mastered by our producer at the moment. So so first new single, hopefully May. So keep an eye out for that. Other than that, check out the current EP, Curse Words, that's on all streaming platforms.
Absolutely. Go give these guys a like, subscribe.
Yeah, seriously, these guys are great,
these
man.
guys up for real.
Thank you very much,
guys, all the time. The link for Fangs Out's YouTube channel will be in the description for this video, so make sure you give that a click. Hit subscribe, hit like on all their videos, and I just want to thank you guys for coming on. This is awesome.
We really appreciate it.
No, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having us, lads. It's been wicked.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure this won't be the last time. We'll have you guys on again as soon as the album drops.
Let's do it. Pen it in, son. Pen it in.
Awesome.
It's already penned.
Yeah, man. That's
done.
Yes, nice one. All right, cool, man.
Cool, right, awesome stuff.
Here, and thank you again so much for coming on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.